Hello everyone. This is Maria with mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another paper crafting video. Hello Rosie and Kim. I did not have time to say hello on the chat. I was chatting with you all. So I am so excited you're here today. Oh, hi Elizabeth. And I see that Bev is making potato soup. Oh no, Tracy is making potato soup. I am so excited. Potato soup sounds like really good right now. We've been having some really fall weather here in Colorado, a lot of raining and cooler temperatures. So much so the last week I actually made a pot pie. Because, it kind of makes sense, right? Hi, Sus. I am so glad you're here. How are you? And Adrian, welcome everyone to those in Australia. Good morning, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Okay. Oh, hi, Yvonne. I hope you're doing well too. So, thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing. That's going to be like my quick announcement kind of setting. Please share to your friends. I appreciate that. We are going to have I'm going to call it like a more of a simpler kind of fun fold. It is a fun fold that's been done by a ton of demonstrators. Really, I just have not had done it, and you guys know that I love to share some of those with you. Now, that said, partially it is because I've been working really hard to get the workshop ready, and here's my phone. It's driving me insane. So guys, I'm so sorry. And it's a lot of writing, so it's not, I mean, there's some creative parts to it, but seriously, it's a lot of writing. And so I have been like really focused on that, and I figured that if I wanted to come live today, I needed to kind of like be mindful and not get this very complicated card. And so that's where we're at. This is a card again that I think it's called freestanding fold. There is a freestanding floating panel. I don't know, guys. There's like 5 names for it. And one of the videos I saw was from Susan Campfield. And I know she's a very, very famous demonstrator. So I'm pretty sure most of you have seen these this fun fold. So it's just going to be kind of like just working together. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and start some of the announcements. Before I do that, I am hoping, since I chat so much, it's usually not that, but I am hoping that by the end of our making the card video, we can chat a little bit about the workshop. So those of you that are interested in the Christmas workshop, you can stay and we can talk a little bit about what's the supplies and how it's working, and kind of give you a quick update on the platform that we're going to be using and so forth. Clara says that she really likes the new blog and the logo, so I really appreciate that. It's a lot of work, but I'm really pleased with it, and hey, it's free, so I am the happiest of them all. And Carrie is saying that simple, huh? I'm not reserving that judgment. That is so funny. That is so funny, guys. And thank you, Bev. I appreciate those kind words. So I'm gonna run real quick around some of the announcements I have. And let's get started with the new kits, guys. I love these 2 kits so much so that I actually got them and they're on the way to me. One of the one probably I like them both. I love that feel of the rustic Christmas with the old truck and whatever. I just love it, and it has a dog, so I'm like already in love with it. But also I have to say the handmade and heartfelt kit, oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how much I like that. I like the colors. I like that it brings the actual stand on where to put your cards. So I may be getting a couple of those and kind of reorganize some of my space here. And yeah, I really, really like them both. I would like suggest to you that if you like them, go get them. They may run out here soon, especially the handmade and heartfelt kit, because that's the one that we're going to be using in our World's Card Day, and that's our next. Let's segue into that. So World Card Making Day is October 4th, which is also St. Francis Day. I was raised in in a Catholic school, so and it was called St. Francis College. So let me tell you, St. Francis was it's a very stuck in my brain. But yeah, you can join. It's a free crafting event. It's a digital event, or I guess yeah, an online event, and you can just go into Stampin' Up and sign up to that. I am trying to figure out a way to see if there's a way for us to, if somebody's interested, to for us to hang out, like let's say on a Teams meeting, and then craft along with the crafters. I don't know if people are interested in that. Send me an email to maria@mariascraftingcorner.com, and I can try to figure out the technical, you know, the technical details that will need to kind of iron on that end. Tara says that she got them and is going to use the box for her desk and supplies. Yeah, I love that one. And Carrie said his patron of saints, and his patron saint of animals, and he's her favorite. And yeah, he's definitely one of my faves too. So uh, just go ahead and if you are able that day, sign up for that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, tomorrow is the last day to join or subscribe for the Paper Pumpkin Kit. As you guys, I've told you, this is, it coordinates with one of our suites that are in the mini catalog that it's called, I don't remember the name. What can you do? But it's something with twill, so fall for twill too, or something along those lines. It's really, really beautiful. I showed it to you last week, and I am so sorry, guys. I forget those things. But just down below, is my Paper Pumpkin Kit, QR code, and you can just go ahead and use your phone, scan it, and it will take you directly to that to subscribe to it if you're interested. I will always say I am a big, big fan of Paper Pumpkin. So just saying out loud. This camera is right next to me. So it's like I'm gonna move it a tiny bit because it's just like I think I'm gonna hit myself here in a minute or two. And Tara says it's called Autumn 12. Thank you, Tara. The next one is the free gift or the reward that you will get from me if you buy $50 or more before shipping and taxes. Is the Gathering Leaves 3D embossing folder, and it belongs to one of our new online exclusive suites, which by the way is probably one of my favorite suites, and I can't tell you how much I love them. And so this is the kind of embossing folder that I like. I've said that I think all this time, and I love it just because it is like a soft embossing instead of like big flowers. I like smaller embossing images. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I'm going to put it out there. I am going to bring this one right now. I did create a QR code, which is, nope, to the other side. Yep, it's that way. So you can scan that and it will take you directly to the workshop. And you can sign up for it. I decided to put it up here, but there's still a lot of details I am navigating. It's again, I know I complained a lot about. It's just a little it's just a little harder for me to set up some of these things manually. And so yeah, there are things that are not ready yet, but I will say it is available. You can buy it if you want. Now, I want to say this also. If you have bought recently the previous month and this month, this is a gift from me to you. It's not a very expensive workshop, so you don't have to worry about it. I think it's $15. It's going to have about 8 cards. I'm going to call 2 simple cards. So I'm going to call them from now on single layer cards, which is just your regular A2 card that with a beautiful front and just a simple inside, the perfect ones for to send in the mail. And then it has, let me see, three cards. I keep mixing. I want to say it's 3 cards or 4 cards that are fun folds. A couple of them we've done in the past. There is 2 cards that we've not done. One of them is an interactive card, really, really cool one, by the way. And the other one is just a fun fold that I think you're going to love. So bottom line, that is how this is going. It will include a 3-hour long class where we are going to color the Holy Family that is part of the A Child is Born. And yeah, I want to give that to you. Let's move to the crafting table. Hey, I went through that pretty quickly. So if you have any doubts or any concerns, please let me know. I really went through that quickly. I have my water here, guys, because I've not I've not been drinking water today, and yeah, not good. That's good. So we'll talk about the workshop again, other details at the end of the video. We're going to start with a piece of cardstock, and I have it here in a very bright, I want to say this is Mellow Mambo color. Yeah, it's Mellow Mambo. I'm looking to see where my Mellow Mambo went. I don't have it here in my in my inks. I'm just surprised because I thought I had it. And it's not Mellow Mambo, it's Mango Melody. Guys, I keep mixing those two. I don't know why. Well, I guess because truthfully, the mango looks like this if it's ripe right. So anyways, so a few of the videos that I watched, including Susan's, made this card at 5 by 7. Now, I probably didn't pay enough attention, and I cut mine at 5.5 by 7, and it worked. So I'm gonna cut it at 5.5, guys, and you can watch her video if you think about that. If you think that you want that measurement instead. I think the rest of the measurements are more or less the same. So we just grab a piece of a regular cardstock. No, this is Mango Melody, yeah. And we are going to cut this at 5.5 by 6. So that's what the measurement of this is. And now we're just going to keep these where it is, so we're going to keep it at a horizontal, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to move here real quick, get that out of the way. Okay, 1/2 inch. Then we're going to move to 1.5, 5.5, and 6.5. So this is, again, a pretty simple piece of the card. Now you turn these vertical. I'm going to use, the right side of my trimmer. I'm going to align there at 1/2 inch. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to fold one so you can see it. I was hoping this was easier to see, but I guess not. Okay, so we have here the first score line, and then at the bottom we have another score line, and that will give us 2 1/2 inch flaps. So what we're going to do is we're going to align here at 1/2 inch, and we are going to cut from the top to that first score line. Now we're going to go all the way to the bottom, and we're going to cut from the bottom edge to that first score line. Okay, so that's kind of what we got. And now I'm going to bring our scissors, and we are going to cut that, and that square that we just created. We're going to cut following the score line, and we're gonna cut the other one, and there you go. So now you have two little corners that are open. So now what we need to do is we need to cut between these corners. So the inside corner of that, I guess is the lower inside corner of that square and the top of that second score line. And we're going to do the same between on the other side. So those are the where we're going to cut. And so all I'm going to do is bring my scissors and cut it. You can totally do this with the trimmer. I don't think it really needs to be like super perfect. I'm going to turn this around, guys, because it's just easier for me. And I'm going to cut on the back, and we go from one to the other, and that's it. So all we're doing is a diagonal cut between the top of that score line and where that I don't know, that corner is from what was the square. So this is our basic, I'm going to call it card base. And we are going to boom, boom, for the magic of television. I'm going to bring the one that we have already cut. This is crumb cake. We're going to be working today. Oh, I completely forgot to tell you what are we going to be working today. So I'm going to leave that there for a second. We're going to be using the Wild Ferns stamp set, which, by the way, I've barely used. I use these stamp set quite a bit. I love it. But I have not used any of these. I've not used even this one. But we're going to be using some of the dies too, some of these smaller dies, because I really like those. So I brought that one in. And the other thing that we're going to be using is our Country Birdhouse. This is either completely retired right now or about to retire, because I think we are there at the it's about to go. So I don't know, guys. I forgot if it's completely retired. If it is, let me know. And we're going to using all of it. I think you're going to love how these end up looking. And I will have a video for this too. It's just a small short class on how to color these. Probably super cheap. Yeah, probably somewhere along the lines of $5 or $3. I don't know. And Tara is asking about the snips, and yes, they are not selling them anymore, which is very, very sad. The other thing that we're going to be using today is part of the beautiful gallery paper. I really like that gallery. I mean that DSP. I love it. I know you know that. So that's the paper that we're going to be using. Okay, so now we're going to be folding this, and we need to fold this. So it's going to go mountain, and then bring this, and then the second score line is valley. And Tara is talking about how sad the scissors situation is, and I think we're all very sad. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So mountain and valley. Actually, the more I think about this, I really think that you can just like cut it all. I don't know, guys, right? I did not try it, to be fully honest, but I am thinking that this could be even smaller. So just a thought. And we are going to need, and I have another piece in here just in case I make a mistake. Now we are going to need 4 different panels, 2 panels for, I'm going to call the middle panels, and then the front panels. The middle panels, which are right here, no, not that one, this one, I have already set up, and they measure 2 inches by 5.5, and then the layers in my case are 1/8 smaller. I know there's a lot of people that don't prefer the eighths, but I just like the smaller edge. That means that the white layer is 1/7/8 by 5 3/8, and the DSP is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I didn't mention this, but you will have all these measurements in a PDF tutorial for you to download. So this is what's going to go inside. So before I move any further, actually, let me bring all my stuff in here, and I don't know where I left my inside. Let's work on the inside for a moment. I am bringing just a piece of white cardstock, and we are going to cut a piece of 5 3/8 by 3/7/8, because that middle panel, this panel measures 4 inches. So this is what we're going to add in here. I'm trying to decide what I want for this, so maybe we can do this in a little bit. I just got ahead of myself. I'm going to put that one there, and then we'll work on it as we go. So we have these 2 panels. All we need to do is add these in here, and we are going to bring tear and tape to do that. I have my tear and tape here. You can use some of the other tear and tapes. I have my thicker one there, but I'm just going to use whatever I have left of my Stampin' Up! Tear and tape. And let's see, here it goes. Bring in my take your pick, and I'm going to take one first, and we'll put one at a time so it makes it a little easier. So all I'm doing is with one nail, I'm holding that one. And what we need to do, it's really aligned. So I am, oops, let me see. I am using the corner. So the lower corner of my panel, I am aligning their, so it's aligned to the edge and at the bottom. And I'm making sure as much as possible that it is straight. And so let's go ahead and add this. And now we have that one. And these will move this way, okay? So that's our first one, and we'll do the exact same thing on the other panel. So this is really a it's a card that can go quickly. It of course is going quickly because we already have a lot of the stuff done, right? Like the panels are cut and the decorations are made, but I think that that's one of the reasons why it's going to go quickly today. So let's see if that's true. And now we're going to do the same thing. I am holding the flap, the 1/2 inch flap, with one hand, aligning in that corner at the bottom, and I am aligning both at the bottom edge and at the side edge, and making sure that it all kind of is well aligned. Now, I'm not saying it needs to be perfect. This is one of those cases where the card does not need to be perfect. All these alignments do not need to be perfect because the mechanism, well, we're going to work on part of the mechanism, but this piece necessarily does not have a whole lot of science to it. So step 2, we're going to bring 2 pieces, and I have one already set, but we're going to bring 2 pieces. These panel measures 4.5 by 1.5, and we are going to score these at 1/2 inch increments. So, and I'm going to use the right side of my trimmer because it's sometimes a little bit easier. Almost cut it. That's not what you need to do. So we score at 1.5, and then we score at 1, right? Bottom line, you're going to have 3 different areas of 1/2 inch, and that's what we're going to call our mechanism. And we are going to fold these, I guess, valley or mountain and valley. okay? And we're going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to fold mountain and then the next one valley. And it creates that accordion feel to it, okay? So this is what we got. I know Sue Canfield mentioned this is more like a Z, and it is. Hi, Anita, how are you? So make sure that this is, you know, that you align well. This at 1/2 inch. I don't think it makes a big difference, but honestly, I thought that the other one that I did was not very, I probably, I don't know, scored a 16th difference somewhere, and it works, but I'm just saying, right? Pay attention to that. So the first, how we call it, mini accordion we're going to do is going to go on the left, and that one needs to resemble our Z. And there we go. There's our Z. It needs to go in this direction, okay? There's our Z. This is how you have to glue this. And this will go glued here at in the middle of the panel, or the center of the panel, and we are going to align it with the DSP. So I'm going to go ahead and bring glue, because glue is so much more forgiving. We had that conversation many times. I'm making sure I have it on the right place. Hey Alice, welcome. I'm glad you're here today. So we have it. There we go. Our glue. I'm folding it and I'm holding it with both hands so it's easier to maneuver. There is my C on the correct side. And now we're going to align these, well, center it in this panel. And then we're going to align it there at the bottom of the DSP. So use the DSP as your guide. And there we go. And that's where this one is going to go. And I'm just going to hold it for a tiny bit so it stays there and I don't mess it up. Okay, now the next piece, so the one that's going to go on the right, needs to be what we're going to call a reverse Z. I don't know, guys. I'm really bad making these names. But bottom line, it's going to look this way. So if I put it this way, is the right C, right? The correct C, and this will be the reverse Z. You have to make sure that it's on that reverse Z, otherwise it will not open. It will want to do the same thing you're doing with your other panels. So that is just important. I am trying to not create a whole lot of mess here. I can't even see, guys. There we go. And now again, just like we did, I'm making sure this is on the right place. That is not on the right place. And I actually, look at that. Let me see, guys. Put the glue on the wrong part of it. I mean, we'll eventually use it, but see, got to pay attention. So again, reverse Z in action. I'm holding with both hands. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue it to the edge of the DSP and center it. So I think that is fairly well. I am not obviously using more than I'm just eyeballing these. Best case scenario, it works well. If it doesn't work well, well, it didn't work well. No, it's going to work well. We're going to hold these for 1 minute. I'm going to let these open in here. And then I'm going to hold this like this so it actually glues on that side. And here is the 2 other panels. So these are just part of the DSP, that beautiful gallery, huh? I'm so funny. And these 2 front panels are 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. And what we're going to do, guys, is these we are going to align at the bottom, all the way to the bottom edge. So that's where we're going to glue them. So still centered. So I'm looking here at centering them. There it goes. Yeah, you can see it's centered. And then I am aligning at the bottom of the card. So I'm going to hold these again for a couple so it stays, and hopefully that works. And we're going to add the next one, and then we're going to try it to make sure that I didn't make mistakes. And we're gonna close this. Maybe I have such bad eyesight, guys. I can't close this. It's so funny. There we go. And again, same as we did before, I'm closing this a little bit, but we're aligning all the way to the bottom and centered in that panel. Okay, and there it is. I'm using my fingers just make sure that it's aligning. And there it goes. And Bev, you're so funny. So I'm holding this just to make sure they are glued. And technically this should go this way, and it's going. Wait, is it going? Oh yeah, it's going. Sorry guys. So it is going. There you go. Now I particularly did not like how this looks. I don't know. So okay, you will not be able to see it, right? Because this opens like this. You don't have to open it like all the way there, obviously. But I don't particularly like how that looks. It will stand. That looks great. I am thinking that if you're as picky as me, you can try to put something here. Or make this maybe not 1/2 inch, maybe make it 1/4 of an inch so it's less noticeable. I don't know, guys. If you have a solution for that, then you know, I think that that will be looking better. So let me see. I see some questions. So Yvonne is asking if the measurements will be somewhere. The answer to that is yes, Yvonne. The PDF tutorial will be ready. I want to say probably tonight, and if not tonight, tomorrow in the morning, and you'll be able to access that at my website. The new name for where the tutorials are is called the Tutorial Corner. And then what you'll notice in order to navigate that, and I'm sorry I'm stopping to explain that, but what happens is I inserted Blogger within my website because the website Google Sites is not a blog. And so what you'll see is the blog. So you'll see every week that week's blog, and to the right you will see a column with the previous posts. So you'll be able to check in there. But yes, to answer your question, it will be there. You guys are so funny. Anyways, this is really the card. There's not a whole lot more to it except decorating. We need to decide what we want here. You know what? Now that I think about this, so there's things that I don't prefer. So I don't love that this is just one color. I know you know I love my layers, but I guess there's not a whole lot we can do unless we decide to. We may do something here in a minute. We'll see. Like maybe not. We can't put a panel here because this needs to move, right? So that you cannot put a panel there. The panel will not move accordingly. But we can try to put some decorations in here that I think may move. We can make the most out of it. We'll see how that goes. Now, let me bring this in here. These are, you know, the decorations. I really had not defined what I wanted to put in here, so we can get really creative. Let me bring the one. So, well, let me say this. I love wishing you well today, tomorrow, and every day that follows. That has been one of my favorite stamps that I've seen so far. So we may end up using that for the inside, and then we may end up using Hello Friend, or we just can use Hello Friend and hoping you have the best day ever. That could do too, right? So I am thinking we're going to stick with that. Let me bring this so we can keep the font matching. Let me remove this. We're going to bring these, and we are actually going to stamp that in. I'm going to go with Mossy Meadow. And so we're going to move these in here. I'm going to make sure that this is straight, guys. Sometimes I can't even using the MISTI, I can make it straight. So don't laugh. For whatever reason, I am not the friend of straight. Okay, I think that is almost straight. There you go. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna bring, I said mossy meadow. Let's use the mossy meadow because I love this color. If you've been here before, you know I'm not lying. I use this color so often. Hopefully this is straight. And if you have long sleeves like I do, well, you can use this as your push in here, which works really well. If I also have, guys, you can also do just a regular eraser. By the way, there's also nice and elegant tools for it. I've not bought them. And I am thinking I want to bring some dots in here. Where's my, oh, here's my. So we are going to bring some dottish. Let's see. Now that this is done, I'm not concerned about that. We're going to bring some dots, and I'm going to bring the metal, maybe I'll find it, metal pink. And I'm going to stamp off first, because if I made a mistake, then, you know, it doesn't look very bad. And then we're going to go on top of there. And I also like having, you know, the different colors. That looks really cool. And then I'm changing that as well. So we have, you know, light and dark. And I'm just going to make this one up here. So we're just creating kind of like a frame around our card here. And I'm just going to go all around because the inside is going to be quite simple. So I'm just going to keep going and create a frame for our inside. And I'm using more or less the same space for all of them. So it looks pretty, what'll be the name? Pretty straight and pretty uniform. And just one little bit in here, so it doesn't need all those. There we go. So let me clean these up. And that just gives it a tiny and just a beautiful look to it. I am thinking I want a bird up here. I'm not sure though. So let's think about it and we'll decide here in a minute. You know what? I'm gonna not do the bird. We're gonna leave it as is. And now we're going to add our centerpiece. And there we go. Like I said, quite honestly, we can add something here. I think we're going to in a little bit. I'm not sure what. I mean, I have an idea of what, but we'll see. Because I don't have it close to me. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Carrie. Yes, I think it just gives it, and it's a very soft decoration. Let me bring it up here. I know it's far away, but it brings a soft decoration, and then, you know, it kind of really matches with the whole color of the card. I think it looks really, really nice. Now, I think, honestly, you can probably give it away and make the decoration in here without needing a belly band, to be fully honest, but I want to do a belly band. Hey Belinda, welcome. And so, I mean, quite frankly, at this point in time, you guys know I am quite addicted to belly bands. So there's nothing new in there. And for the belly band, I just use the exposed brick 3D embossing folder, one of my fave. Like, that is definitely one of my favorite belly bands. And so let's just be honest. So I have it already here. It's already totally ready. We have it. We'll just fold this around and it will kind of glue. As you guys can tell, I have a lot of paper in here, and so I am going to obviously trim that. And I am thinking this one will go underneath because it's the longer one, and this one will go on top. And we're also going to cut these. Now I am using for these a new ribbon that I keep forgetting how it's called, by the way, all the time. And it is called maybe braided trim. Maybe, and here it is. It is very thick, guys. It's not like super easy to maneuver, but I really like it. Now, if you can tell, let me put it here. So this is supposed to be petal pink, but it's not the tone of petal pink. I don't know, something happened with these. This tone is very different from a regular petal pink. And I am thinking this one looks a little more petal pinkish. What do you guys think? Right? It seems like that one is more accurate to the petal pink color in the DSP. This one is too pinkish. I think that what happens with these beautiful, beautiful DSP is that it is a painting, and so of course it includes the petal pink, but it just kind of dissolves within all the other colors, and it's just a little harder to match if you're OCD like me. So I think, quite frankly, I may change this because it's really not a good fit. Hey Kiwi, how are you? So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to bring another piece of our tear and tape and add it to it, because what's going to happen is that's not going to have enough glue. So Bev is saying that, yeah, the braided one has a different tone of pink. I know, I've noticed that. If you've noticed that, I mean, also let me know. I honestly have informed, again, I am very OCD. So some of the paper, the cardstock, the two-tone cardstock that belongs to the workshops, I don't know, guys. Let me tell me if I am crazy. I'm just like this crazy person, but it seems like it is a little like off the colors. I don't know, that's being me. So I did let them know that I was perceiving that. And so I don't know if you know, they're doing anything about it, but that has been my perception. I found another petal pink. I think either of these will work well. I think I'm going to go with the darker one because it just brings a little bit of extra pop-up to the card base. And it seems like I already have a piece cut, because you know that happens. Okay, thank you, Bev. So I am not totally crazy. That makes me feel so much better. Yeah, I have actually, like I said, I've contacted them and say, hey, I know I am guessing that people are not complaining enough about it, maybe, but I did, because I just feel that we have all been very spoiled, that's the right word, with Stampin' Up's, you know, like perfect matching. And it's kind of disappointing when you have those. So I'm gonna cut these ones, and I know I didn't even see what I was cutting, what I was getting. So here you go. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna bring this and close our friend, and we're bringing the bigger side and then the other side, and that does look well. I am just looking here that there is, can you see, there's enough space for this to move, and so it's not super tight. And I'm bringing glue and adding tons of glue in here so this glues well. I know that somebody had said in the past, why don't you use the stand for the thingy? And I have to tell you, it does not work very well for me, guys. I know it's, I don't know why. It's, like I said, it's probably completely user error, but I don't prefer it. So I am not going to struggle with it because doesn't make sense, right? So I use my pen, and we are very good friends ever since I started doing that. At this point in time, guys, I don't even know where that stand went. I really don't know. I'm hoping I didn't throw it away. Anyway, uh, so Kiwi's asking which paper we're using, and we're using the Beautiful Gallery. I'm gonna hold this for a minute. Actually, I'm not gonna hold this. We're gonna put this block in there so it holds it for me, and I'm gonna bring these while we talk a little bit of the house and what colors I used for this. And so I try to match very well the colors in the card. And so this is Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink, and this is Old Olive. Now this is a variation of the skin tones. I want to say skin tones, the black skin tones, and um, the black, not the black, the number 100 or number 100 plus the pecan pie. I can't remember, guys. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, so I was right. So it's skin tone 300. Here's my cheat sheet, and the pecan pie. So in the pecan pie combo blend, and then this area is crumb cake. And then when it was done colored, I added hints of pink. So with the, just remember, look at the amount of coloring we did, right? Or ink we used. So just remember that once like you've been coloring, this really is, there's a lot of alcohol in it. So if you use certain colors, it will really kind of try to blend just because of the amount of ink in it. So that's what we did in here. So while this was not dry yet, I brought the light petal pink and went around with it. And it just creates that feel. It gives us kind of like a real, like a feel of aged. Um, and color with the petal pink, because I was not sure if I wanted the house to be petal pink. Maybe I could have, I just didn't. And so anyways, that's where we're at. So that's how this was achieved. Like I said earlier, I decided that from now on I am going to videotape everything I am coloring, and I can, you know, make a little class like that costs $3 or whatever, and you guys can like look at how I made this. Now in that class also includes how we colored our bird that just fell. So this is super, super cute. I think we use crumb cake and petal pink as the base, but we also used a lot of the pencils and some pencils, and we also used a tiny bit of the light calypso coral. So it was you know, kind of plain. So let me show you here so you can see what I was doing. I was trying to figure out if that was going to work, how it was going to be built, and I end up really liking how this looks. So it's going to look really nice against our birdhouse. And of course the flowers in this set are all very small, so I didn't even like try to color a lot, but we do have some other of the die cuts, and that's where I got some of the ferns that I was telling you about. And I am using the two-tone cardstock, and so that's one of the advantages, is that you're able to have two tones from, you know, the same cardstock. And so it's got its cool things, obviously. So I am going to bring now, this is glued finally. So we are going to bring this, and I just think, see how beautiful it looks with all of it. Like it really matches like the whole card. I just really like it. So we're going to bring our birdie, and our bird is going to go here. I never get too creative of where to put the bird. I mean, the bird can really go anywhere. You can put it in there if you want it. I just want it out, and we're going to try to like put one of the flowers in there instead of like, so it's less noticeable, maybe something like that. Or I don't know, guys, let's see. Maybe we'll bring one of the smaller ones, just like that, a light one. And then we can bring one of the flowers, not the flowers, the leaves. Ha! And add it like there, and then we'll just create like a little bit in there, and then we just distract from the hole. I did not want it to open the hole because there's nothing in the back, so I figured we just can leave it like that. So we'll see. Thank you guys. I am so glad that you liked it. And then again, we've done decorating this house in many ways because I've used it so many times. I really loved it. Sorry, I have some Merry Christmas in there. Also, so let me bring all the colors, not colors, all the flowers that we're going to be using. And we are going to start decorating this, that is really, guys, the fun part. So I'm going to bring this one here, and let's think about this. So we need our hello friend, which now I can't find. There it is. So here's our hello friend, and I am wondering if no, I always prefer it on its own. So let me bring a piece of white that we can stamp these. And I think I'm going to maintain or keep using the mossy meadow. Thank you, Kiwi. You guys are so nice. Let's see. Okay. And we're going to stamp that. And we're going to see what do we have to cut it. I know you guys know I am really bad at kind of creating these things. That's why I love dies. Let me just be totally transparent here. And this die is one of my favorite, belongs to Stylish Shapes. I believe it's still available. I think it's retiring, or it's in the, how's it called now? Clearance rack, last chance product. Guys, you can call it however you want. And I think it's there now, and it's one of my absolutely faves. That is called Stylish Shape. So let me run this through our embossing machine that is right here, making sure it's as straight as possible, guys. Sometimes I don't worry too much if it's going to be okay. And now, sorry about that, there we go. So now we have these, and we can add it somewhere there. I think that's going to look fine. So we'll start with, let's move all our flowers on this side. We'll start adding our house to our belly band. And you know, how I decide this is I'm going to put a lot of glue in the middle area, because that's going to work. For whatever reason, there's something in here like a hair or something. The things that happen in my lives. Hi Deborah, how are you? Closing my friend here, and now we're going to bring these, and I'm going to put this centered, and we're going to bring our house and center it as well. And so all I'm trying to do is center these through or within the belly band. Yeah, it looks centered enough. I love using the camera to help me because it does help. Now let's go ahead and bring all our decorations, and we'll go from there. So I think I want this one up here, and I'm going to add, not like that, on the bottom of it, just a little bit to it. And so like right there, so thinking of the edge of the card, but right there. And we're going to bring our birdie with a dimensional, or a couple of dimensionals of the mini dimensionals. If you're new here, guys, I use all the dimensionals I can get a hold of, and those are from the kits. So all my dimensionals come from kits most of the time, Paper Pumpkin or the regular kits, and I always say it's a good way to save your money. It helps a lot in that sense. And I'm putting a lot of mini dimensionals. I think I probably could have used like a big one. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's fine. Or maybe a couple of big ones and a small one. That's how things happen. And let's see. That one is rebellious. Let's see. That one is very rebellious. Okay, that one is not sticking for whatever reason. So we're going to remove, and there you go. And so our friend is going to go right there. Let's see. Yeah, I like it there. So maybe this one, that one is going to glue to the actual band. I think it's all glued. Okay. So now we can get all crazy with our decorations. It could just be like that and be fine. But I like the idea of the smaller. So this is one of the smaller flowers, and I'm bringing one of the leaves in here just to make this a little bit more decorative. Definitely that hole is not my favorite, but to be fully transparent with you, I did not have a lot of time to color the Thunderbirds, and so I decided I was going to figure out a way to decorate it, right? That's how it works. Now we have this beautiful piece, and I like this one very much. And let me bring this up here. So I made a boo-boo here. I don't know if you guys can tell. So ta-da! That's where our flowers are going to go, right? Like that, that's what they're for. So we're going to glue our flower up here, and then we'll have those kind of like up top. And then we can bring some of those ferns, and I just like them because their how you call this, their shape is just so different, and it has so much movement. And so I think that this one is just going to go really well in there. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple, and we'll start building up these scenes together. Now I want this one in here. I think that looks going to look great in there, so I'm just going to bring a little bit of in the bottom and add it there. As you guys can tell, it's kind of on top, not on top, it's underneath our sentiment, and then we can bring some extras in here just to kind of create some contrast. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit in there, maybe just like that, underneath. And then we have another one. I like to add some greenery underneath our bird. And again, I love these ferns because, like you can tell, I didn't glue it up here, and so it's just going to be there, kind of like hanging on top of the bird, and it just looks so funny. And then we have other colors and other options that we can build upon. Bringing one more. These are all the die cuts, all the flower die cuts that come in the bundle, and I just this is one of those bundles that I really used a lot, and so I totally recommend it, because if I hope it's still available. I don't remember if it is, but if it's still available, I mean, it's one of those that I've used so many times, and it's just so beautiful to color. I just love it, quite frankly. So okay, let me put that there. And I think, guys, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I have an extra little flower in here that we may be able to bring down there. And I'm going to leave it like that. I think it's enough. We have enough decorations in here. And while all that kind of dries, let me move that out of the way. Let me bring the other one that I made so you guys can see this one. So this is actually using the Floral Charm Workshop Kit, and it works just so beautiful, guys. I love the kits. I know it's not a secret. And I just use, this is the Forever Plaid, and use, I think this ribbon is retired. It was last year's at Christmas. And so same concept, just a belly band. I kept the front panels pretty simple because the back panels are pretty busy, and I just thought that it just couldn't take a whole lot. There you go, a whole lot. And then on the inside I used another one of those cutouts. So I just really, really like that. And actually, let me see if I can bring it. Is this it? Yes, this is it. Sorry. So what I was thinking is we're going to open this. So the kit, not the kit, the workshop kit, it does bring a lot of, it always does, right? Flowers and cutouts and stickers and whatever, but it has, and here's the thing, it has I think it is Timid Tiger in a really, really light shade. That may be it. And but I keep seeing kind of pink, petal pink, guys. So there's that much. And since I'm stubborn like a mule, let's see if we can find something within here that we can add to this side and make it, you know, kind of stand out differently. So see what I'm saying? Like, this is Timid Tiger in a very, very light shadow, or maybe it's a combination of the Timid Tiger and Petal Pink. I don't know. I don't know, guys. But let me see what we got. So see here, like we have some options. So there's a cute cut heart that works very well, and this is kind of what I was thinking, but I think these are too big. Let me see. So something like this, but yeah, they're too big. So these are more Timid Tiger than Petal Pink. Oops. But something like this could work, I think. Nope. So what I was thinking is something more like going from there. Maybe like that. Nope. Well, it was a good try, guys. I'm missing one piece. Oh, here it is. So these are stickers. Oh, but see, this could work. So we can bring this, something like this, and add it here. And so we'll get that decoration right next to it. And still kind of like respect that area. And then you have a fun place. The heart works really well, I agree. So I think I'm gonna leave that and the heart on the other side like that. And then, ta-da, you know, let's move this out of the way. And that too. But that's one of the reasons, and I know I keep saying that it looks very, that's why I love the kits, and it's because you get a ton of, like, how would you call this? A ton of die cuts and decorations, and they're just like perfect for using. Okay, so there you go, just a little bit, not anything crazy. And then I'm going to close this, and we're going to bring it, move, something moved. I was trying to not push here. Hey Julie, welcome. So let's see, we're going to close this. Maybe it doesn't fit anymore. That would be so funny. Oh, well, it's not going to go anyway. That is so funny. There you go. Okay, so that's how that looks. I think it's so soft, right? So soft. I love it. This one has a stronger colors. It uses that beautiful paper just as a decoration. I did make a couple of boo-boos. I could not don't know if you can see, there's one there, nothing I can do. But I really like them in the end. I love how this looks. This is pretty amazing. I'm actually using in here that double tone cardstock. I was a little concerned at the beginning, thinking, oh, it's because it's a little thinner, but so far it's holding, so that's fine. And then obviously we can do some more decorations here. I can look at it later. But yeah, I think this is a great, great card. Actually, I may have made a mistake on that one. Well, this one, if you tell, I aligned the panels at the level of the DSP, and the other one I align it to the lower level. I guess it works both ways. They both stand, so that is okay. It happens, huh? There you go. Yeah, they both stand. And so she kept showing them. I'm talking about Sue Canfield. She kept showing them open, kind of like that, and then like the dot in the middle. And I think that will look like, if you put this like that somewhere, it will just look absolutely stunning, because that house really, really looks good. See how cute that looks. Anyways, yeah, that looks really, really beautiful. So anyways, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm glad you like the belly bands. They are so beautiful, right? But look how simple it is. This one was just a couple of die cuts, put them in the right positioning, and boom, you're done, right? And that's what I love about die cuts. So I was going to put this one in here, which, nah. Anyways, we have our cards. They are done. I'm going to come back to I was going to say the top, to the front, and we are going to talk about the workshop, the Christmas workshop. So if you're interested in that, you may want to stay around. If you're not, thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you tons of hugs. So this is, so let me move here 1 minute, guys. Okay, so this is the list of the supplies. So I am just making sure that it looks good. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm waiting for that to. You know how I always use my. Okay, it's there. My AirPod to see how it's looking, and it looks pretty good because my software, I have a lot of things in the screen, so sometimes I just can't see very well. But as you guys can tell, so we're going to be using mainly 2 DSPs, and that is the Peaceful Garden, which is the blue one, the one with blues, so that has a Secret Sea and Cloud Cover and Misty Moonlight. It's a really beautiful paper, and we'll be using the glimmer paper, and I will be using Traditions of Christmas as well as the gold foil. And those are the main papers. I say main papers. I've not finished all the cards, but I want to stick to those only, so it's easier for you. Now I have designed these workshops. I am making, you know how I always make like the practice card, right? So I'm going to make the practice card on one of the DSPs, and then I'm going to make the other card, the card that we're going to be making on the workshop, is going to be with the other DSP. So you're going to have both versions of this, of the card, with both DSPs, and that way you can choose. And I'm saying this because some people like to craft with me while I am crafting when I make these workshops, and some people, they just like to watch, and then you can make a more informed decision. I know a lot of the people that have already kind of been asking about it and so forth, they already have access to these things, already have them, like the Peaceful Garden, like the sweets. Give me a minute. But I just want to do it that way, so it's not like you have to have both. If you want to buy both, that's good, but if you don't, you don't need to. I'm going to bring, I should have stayed there, huh? Well, I'm going to bring the stamps here and we'll move to the crafting table. I'm sorry. That's me, right? All the time. I just want you to see them. The dies. So give me 1 minute. So the stamps we're going to be using, I'm going to move to the crafting table. I'm sorry about that, guys. And we'll move back here in a minute. So we're going to be using this Peace on Earth mainly because I like this Peace and Joy, Peace, Love, and Joy very much. You can mix and match wishing you peace and joy, something love, peace, and joy, right? Like I love that one now. And I love this big Peace on Earth. I have to tell you guys that the dies we're going to be using as well, and I really like these. This set is very, very useful, and of course we're going to be using the doves. So these, and this is the stamp set that belongs to the Peaceful Garden suite. Now we are going to be using, and I have them out because I've been using them a lot, these are called branching out dies. It brings some of those nested dies. I love that kind of dies. I love these shape very, very much. So yeah, I'm going to be using a lot of that. You don't need to get them. I mean, you can use circles, you can use the decals, rectangles. I mean, there's a variety of nestled, however you say it, dies that you have, and you can use those. So I just want to bring them out. These I'm going to be using. I love these shape. So yes, but you don't need to get them. Now we most likely be using words for the season. There's a couple of sentiments that I like here very much. This one, May the magic of Christmas fill each corner of your home and heart. I really like that one. I really love May your holiday season be filled with joy and happiness. Those two are very beautiful. But then again, this has one of those that you can mix and match. So you can have greetings to you and yours, or greetings and cherry wishes. I don't know. You can mix and match this. And then the dies, I absolutely, let me see. Something is going on with the camera. Let me see if it comes back. And if it doesn't, well, we're done. That's so weird. Okay, we're back. So now I have to tell you, you know how much I like dies. And these dies I think are worth it. They have a flaw that I found, and it is that they are not all connected. So the initial or the first word is not connected to the rest of the word, which I find odd. But I mean, I just love them, and this is the font. It's really, really beautiful. So we may be also using them. I'm not sure. I've not finished. And it also brings that, a die to cut these other stamps. So this is the other one. You don't need to get all of them. I always say you can totally play with what you have. Now, I got The Child is Born. I love the Holy Family. I love what it is. I don't like that they don't have faces. I don't understand why they don't have faces, but they don't have faces. Of course, I made faces when I colored them. So here is the finished version of that stamp, and I think it really, really looks so good. So quite frankly, I'm just loving it. Uh, Whoever signs up for the for for the workshop will have the free class for when I color these. I already videotape it. I may have to video again just because my hands were a lot on top, and so you're not really seeing what I'm doing. So I'll try to video anyways again. But I have to tell you guys, I am in love with how these look. And once you add the faces, it looks okay. Actually, the faces are not too hard. What I did is I stamped several times, as you can tell, several in here, right? And I got in one of them in practice. I don't know which one it was, but I practiced quite a bit just to make, so here's the practice one. So I was just trying to practice, and you can barely see it, but I was trying to practice. I'm trying to practice. And to just to make sure that I got more or less where I wanted the eyes. I have to say, one of the funniest things, so I posted today in the demonstrator website, and what most people said was, I'm just so happy you gave them a face, right? And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was very important. Yes, it is very important. I agree. I do like how this looks. It is very, very beautiful. And all that, you will have access to that video and how that got colored. And this is the other piece, and I really like how that looks as well. Anyways, so I just want to promote that. Now, there is a variety, let me of that I will be using. This is a Christmas greenery. It belongs to the Gathering Together. I don't remember what's the name of the suite right now, but I really like this. Partially A, because we can color it, but also because the dies cut part of the paper, and that is always very useful. And so we're going to be using this one. And then the other one that we're going to be using is this one, and it's called Delicate Pines. It's just really snowflakes, and I just want to bring that out. You don't need 20 snowflakes. I mean, there have been so many snowflake stamp sets and dies and so forth, that I think that you most likely have something that will work in here for the cards. So I love this one because you can build your snowflake. That is super cool. But I just want to say out loud, you don't need to buy everything. Well, I just want to point that out, that you probably have some snowflakes around, and that well, this one belongs to the suite, and I do like it again because it cuts the paper. But that is those are the ones that we'll be using. Now, I know that I included in the instructions, and I'm gonna go back. Before I go back, I included in the instructions that I used. I don't know how to call this, so guys, I need help. So this die is the one I'm referring to, and it is a mesh slide tic-tac-toe slash grid. I don't know how you call this, so if somebody can let me know how you call this, I will love it, and I will really, really appreciate it. But this is the one I'm using. I actually don't have a lot of dies like this, but I remember that when I started, there was a suite that I didn't. I got the paper, but I didn't get the stamp and dies, and the dies had something similar. And I know that there's been several similar to this in the past. So this is what I mean with a grid, mesh, tic-tac-toe. Just didn't know, guys. That's so funny. Kiwi saying that's maybe hatch, maybe. That could be. You guys can name it however you want. I have no clue. Like, I'm just going to be flat honest. This one that I have belongs to the Perfectly Pair. So these I just got recently, and I've loved this one. So that's where it comes as one of those dies. So if you already bought the Perfectly Pair bundle, then you're probably set. But or kind of like a hashtag, that's true, Tara, good one. Diana says is Rick Rack. Okay. Rick Rack, I will take your word, Diana. I just can't tell you. I'm that person. So let's go back in here. So that's what I mean by the grid, mesh tic-tac-toe style die. And then, as you can tell, it says the tag dies. So what I mean by tag dies is you can use, I keep forgetting the name of them because they are old, but these tags, for example, yeah, you can see them. There's some, like, you can use these tags. They are also, you have several of them, so these are worth it. I think they may be retired now, but I am thinking, for example, something similar. You can use the potty banners if you want. I've been trying to get them. I decided not to get them in the end. Part of it is because I have a Cricut, so truthfully, I can totally do those banners in the Cricut, right? It just does not make sense to have them for me, and they're pretty expensive. So you can use those. There has been a variety of tags right now. I think there's a few right now active in the new catalog. Bottom line, you probably have something in your stash that has tag dies or something similar that you can use. We're using 3 of them in one card, and so I would say, that will look, you'll need at least in 3 different sizes, which is why the one in Peace on Earth doesn't work, because these only have 2. And I'm showing them, but the Peace on Earth, this one only has 2, and that's why it doesn't work. But Elizabeth is asking which ones I just mentioned. Okay, you guys are losing me here a little bit. If you mean the dies, the stylish, no, stylish shapes, I was talking about the patty banners are some. I don't remember the name of these. That sucks. Sorry guys, but it brought this one. That was lame. Maybe that one. They have a ton of them. So I don't know if that's what you mean, Elizabeth, but there's a ton. The ones that I got that I am using are the branch out dies. Those are the ones I'm using. I'm using like tags. They're not tags, but those are the ones I'm using. Oh, so Elizabeth is clarifying the ones I didn't want to buy. Those are the party banners. Just because again I have a Cricut. Now, oh yes, Bev is saying that they were called Taylor tags. That's the name. Thank you for that. And the last thing is the embossing folders. I'll be using 2 of my favorites, guys. You've seen them over and over and over again. The Forever Plaid folder and the Gathering Leaves. The Gathering Leaves is new. The Plaid folder is last year's. I do have to say they're super useful. They're big. They're wonderful. You can use really whatever, right? In the end, it's embossing, right? It's not like it's not like you need like this super specific thing. No, anything that you really like that is going to work. The work that you like is going to work for you. So that is the first clarification. I wanted to talk about the class. So right now, and I'm hoping this works well, in meaning I'm hoping that we actually get to where things need to be. I don't know, guys. There's so much going on. I'm hoping. Okay, so let me see if I go here. Okay, so you are there in my website, right? And if you go to workshop and classes and you go to workshops, that is all, oops, sorry, that I moved too quick. That is already included there. So what's happening is you click on this and it will take you directly to a PayPal secure payment. Now, the problem I have right now is that I'm going to call it elegant or polished measurements, and so it's the measurements and supplies list that I had provided a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember when I did the Very Merry workshop. Then in that one, I had a very polished kind of measurements, and I've not been able to finish that. So that is where I am struggling a little bit into having that ready. So that's why I have not promoted a whole lot the workshop, because that's not ready and people are like, okay, we need something to work this. So because I have already a couple people that bought it, so if you go and buy it, just be mindful and bear with me, and I will send that no later than this weekend, and you'll have at least 1 week to prepare all that, all those cuts if you want to craft with me. So just want to put that out there. Is yes, it's the Gathering Leaves. Maybe I'm making a name. No, it's Gathering Leaves. I'm so proud of myself. So that is this one. And let me move up here so you can actually see it. Okay, that's the Gathering Leaves one, and it's in online exclusives. Belongs to, I don't remember the name of that. Is the Beautiful Gathering Together, I want to say, is the name of the suite. But oh my goodness, I love that suite. So anyways, this is the Gathering Leaves. It gives such a soft, let me show you. It's just super soft kind of leaves. And actually, if you've seen them, like, I don't know, sometimes it looks to me like almost like Christmassy. Anyways, that's the one we're going to be using. Okay, so I just wanted to give you all that. Now, for those that are just joining, there's a lot of people that it's been a very busy day on that. Thank you all for joining, and thank you for getting the workshop, and thank you for getting the coloring classes. That has been really amazing. A lot of people don't like, so I know there are very cool and amazing platforms for teaching. Teachable is one of them. I just don't have the money to pay for something like that. I don't make a whole lot of these. I don't charge $40 per workshop or per class like other professionals. That's what they do. That's fine. But I just don't. And so like it does not make sense for me to use that. Within my options, I was able to start utilizing Google Classroom, which is really for classes, for like school classes. And but I think it's really useful. I mean, I'm not gonna grade you. It has at the top grades. So it's kind of funny, but we're not having any grades, but it allows me to put the supplies. It allows me to upload the video. It allows a platform for conversation within that specific class. So all in all, guys, I absolutely am loving the Google Classroom. Elizabeth today, like, thankfully, she was one of the ones that was working with me today. I love when clients work with me, and that's why she's kind of like the manager here. She found out that you can actually download the Classroom app, this Google Classroom app, and it's on, the App Store in Apple, and I just really don't know, quite frankly, how it's called in Google, but I think it's called Google Play. And so you can actually download the app, and within the app, you will see the classes you've paid for. So that I am very excited, because I feel that that's an easy way to save and be having access to your classes, is to have the app. So anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. There's a ton of people that don't like to mess with Google and Google Classes and Google everything. I know that. If you're one of those, just send me an email and I'll send all those links to you, and you'll just have those emails, with those links directly to the tutorial bundle or the video or whatever. So that's how I'm planning to do it. For those that don't like Google, if you are in YouTube and you are here commenting and doing whatever, you most likely already have a Google account, right? Because you need one to sign up to YouTube. So I would say that just make the most of that, and you'll probably again already have a Google account, and then you can make the most out of the classroom. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I think those are all the information I have so far. Oh, thank you, Kiwi. Oh, I appreciate that. Kiwi. And so Kiwi, I'm just going to highlight that one because everybody needs to figure out why I am laughing. And I don't know how to highlight, so there's that. Okay. Anyways, forget it. Someday I'll figure out how to do all these things, which is not right now. So she's saying that she appreciates, that I don't charge an arm and a leg for these things, and then she says it has to be hard to craft with just one arm, and that's pretty funny. Yes, that would be very difficult. So thank you. Yes, thank you guys. I really like sharing and building. But that means, I mean, this is part of my gift to you. I just enjoy it. We all have fun, but that means I cannot like really go crazy um subscribing to some of these websites, and they can be really expensive, and it's usually ongoing, right? And so it just gets really busy and expensive. So I decided this year that if I want to really make this work without me feeling the pressure of the finances, right, I need to be very logical about how to invest the money I have to invest in here. So I am not complaining, guys, in the sense that I have a really, really faithful and good clients that order every time that there's a new catalog or they need things. I have a few, and that keeps me really going, and that's one of the reasons why I ended up not removing, but changing websites, because that was a huge expense, and so forth. So bottom line, I'm just making the most um, for from all those websites and all those pieces that are applications and whatever that are out there that are either free or very cheap, and making the most of them. And it has taken me a lot to create the website, but I'm really proud of it. I really like it. There's a lot on it. I did want to bring this up, and you're gonna guys see how this is built, but I want to show something else because and again, if you need to go, guys, you can go. I totally understand that. I just want to show you a couple of things. So the first thing I want to show you, let me go back in here and we'll go to the website and see if you guys can see that. That is a little bit hard to see. Let me see. Ah, you're not seeing. So, okay. So this is a tutorial corner. This is all the designing piece. So when you buy a class, for example, here's the workshop. You're not able to see when you buy a class, and I want to start in here. Wait. So there is the workshops and classes, and I want to highlight in here. Oh my goodness, there is a piece before you move. Nope, it's in the, sorry guys, sorry. I think it's this one. In here, I want you to please read these. So it's in big, and there's a reason for it. So when you buy something in PayPal, if you down at the bottom, it says kind of return to merchant. It will bring you to a specific page I created, like a landing page for that class. So for example, if you buy the Amber Autumn class, then you'll land in this class, in this page, and it has some links in here and some explanations, and I just want to mention that because a lot of people has missed that. I'm also sending emails and whatever, but I just want to bring that up. Okay, I don't want to entertain you a whole lot more. Thank you so much for everything, for your support, for all the love. I've had a lot of love today, for my coloring. That was so funny. But like I said, the funniest thing that was that everybody in the demonstrator place were just very thankful that I gave faces to the Holy Family. That was the funniest thing. But yeah, I received a lot of love for that, and a lot of people signing to the classes. Some of them struggling a little bit with the Google Classroom, and like I said, I can send you everything via email. So the link to the video and the link to the supplies, you don't need necessarily to be in the Google Classroom. It just allows you to ask questions, and I can answer there, right there, instead of creating like a Facebook page that everybody will be asking about different classes, and it may be confusing down the line. I don't know. Maybe that's me. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see how it evolves in the end. Okay. Thank you, Kiwi. I love talking to you all. So I am just so happy that you are here and having some fun here at the live and in the comments. If you have any questions, guys, any questions at all, and you were not here in the live, please go to the comment section and write your questions or send me an email to mariamariascraftingcorner.com. I do I do review every comment that comes in. I check it in. I don't have millions of comments like others, so I have the ability to like be more tailored, so I do answer all of them. And so if you have comments, you can or questions, you can go down below, um, but if not, you can send me an email and I can clarify a little bit more. But I think this is a great opportunity just to explain how the workshop's going to work and how the classes are going to work from now on. And Bev, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Carrie and Tara and Kiwi and all of you that are still here. I don't know. I don't know if you're still here. Adrian and Elizabeth and Anita, you all guys have been amazing, amazing friends to me, and I am just so happy that we can connect. Don't forget that if you want some sort of Zoom chatting while we do the what's it called, the card making day, guys, I forget the name, on October 4th, just let me know. Send me an email and I'll see if it's worth it. If it's just one person, then we can chat somewhere else. But if there's a few people, then I can try to figure out how to accommodate that platform for that day. My thought process would be we can get together, let's say in Google Meet, which is I have access to, and each one can watch on the computer or somewhere else, and we can chat in the Google Meet. So that'd be fun to do. If somebody's interested, just let me know. Yeah, Kiwi. Google Meets is similar to Zoom. I just Zoom is free if it's 45 minutes or less, but nothing I do is 45 minutes, guys. Let's just face it. Even when it's a short card, I just expand and talk, and so it's just not going to happen. 45 minutes ain't going to be it. So, but through Google, because I did get Workspace, it's just like $16 a month, and it have a lot of flexibility. It has a lot of applications that you can utilize, and so I can use Google Meets, which is what I was using last year. I don't know if you guys remember when we were doing the coloring classes. So, yeah, that is kind of where we're at. Ladies, you guys are amazing, and your support has meant the world to me. I just hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week and your night. And let me see what. So Elizabeth said, "Oh, thank you." Elizabeth said they love classes and our friendship, and oh my goodness, thank you. You guys are amazing. So like I said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening and the rest of the week. One last caveat, I almost forgot. There is a possibility that I will not be live not next Tuesday. I am not sure. It kind of all depends on how I organize everything through the weekend to be able to finish everything for the workshop. And if I'm really tight on time, then I may not be live. But I will keep you all posted via the community here in YouTube and Facebook. So I just forgot that. Sorry. And okay, whew, lots of talking. Guys, you're rock stars. Thank you so much. And I hope God bless you all. And you have, again, a wonderful rest of your evening. And see ya. Bye.